Hey guys, welcome back to the Obi Thorn Alliance. What are you doing today, Jacob?
We are reacting to the Last of Us trailer.
So if you want to see us react to that, stick around. So The Last of Us, my favourite game on PlayStation, something you haven't played yet.
No.
I'm really looking forward to this. It's been rumoured for quite a long time that there was going to be a movie and Hugh Jackman was going to be in, and then there's a show, and then now there is a show, and there's been so many things about this. And now it's finally here. I haven't seen this trailer yet, so I'm looking to see if it lives up to the game. What are you expecting?
Well, I haven't played the game, so obviously the show will do it differently to the games. But with the storyline, how do you think they'll compare to the games? Because we know with the second game what happens to Joel. Do you think they'll try and do something different, or?
That's a good question. I think they will, because they may want to have some longevity, or maybe the plan is to only have 2 seasons of it. I'm not sure. But I think they could follow what happens, and I think it could transition well because even though it is a game, it has a lot of cut scenes and it's very cinematic. So it could work definitely as a show, and I think the premise behind the game is quite good. So I'm excited to see what they do. So
Okay.
let's get.
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
All the clippers.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know. You keep going for family.
I'm not family.
No. Your cargo.
Why are you so important? Somewhere out west, they're working on a cure. I think what really impressed them was the fact that I didn't turn into a monster.
If she so much as twitches.
It's okay.
If I'm taking you with me, do what I say when I say it.
Looks very epic.
Best way west. Yeah, go east. You've come this far, and you know what's out there.
You're not gonna scare us. Scared of who?
Ooh, not long.
No. I think they're doing a really good job of replicating the game so far.
Well, you're the expert.
Be careful who you put your faith in.
You might not be her father, but you're someone's. You trust me?
Looks pretty epic. Not long at all.
I think it's going to be really good. I think what will make it, different than something like The Walking Dead, because The Walking Dead show, it's very much about setting up tribes and gangs and they're competing. Where this, it's going to, there's kind of alliances within the game, but I think it's going to follow their journey of, what happens in the first game and trying to get her to the Fireflies. And I think that will work really well because it'll kind of be watching them on their survival journey and the things they've got to do. But it'll have lots of flashbacks because the game does do that. The game kind of starts with you in the present time, but then you keep going back or seeing and playing or having flashbacks to the past, and it kind of gives you hints to what created the zombies. So I think that adds a lot of potential and works well for a show because we're going to see them surviving the current time and then slowly finding out what's caused them to get to that point. I think it will work really well as a show.
Do you think they nailed the atmosphere and the location well?
I think the scenery looked exactly like the game, especially, when they're on the rooftop. I think that there's a lot of rooftop climbing and walking across beams in the game. When they went down the street and it was full of like the moss and grass overgrown, that's a lot of scenery you see in the game. I'm intrigued to see how they do the zombies. The clickers looked alright at the end when we saw like the larger kind of like abomination type thing. It looked very CGI, which of course it was. So we'll wait to see how that resembles the game, but that's not that important really. It's more about their survival and the battles they have with other humans trying to loot from them, opposed to the zombies. In the game, the zombies are not really your main enemy. So I think it looks really, really good.
Yeah, from someone that hasn't played the game, I'm very looking forward to the show, but my main question is as a writer that's writing a storyline, if you copy the game too much, for someone that has already played the game, don't you already know where the story's heading? So it's tricky for the writer. Shouldn't they write it and change the storyline? But yeah, again, you disappoint the person that has played the game, because that means it's like, oh, you've wrecked that. I want it to be this because I've already done that.
I think you just copy the game exactly, because then even though you know what's going to happen,
well, you do, I don't.
You're still getting to see it come to life, because the experiencing in a game and experience it in a show is very different. So even though you know what's going to happen, that doesn't always ruin everything. Like you could go watch like the biopic of Elvis, and you know Elvis dies, but it doesn't take away from the movie. Like you know what's going to happen, but you still want to see how it happened, how they got there. So I think with this, it's more wanting to see how they adapt it, and it'll make it feel, because you're seeing a game come to life, where we're used to seeing the reverse. You see a movie get turned into a game, which is cool. You're like, oh, I get to play as my character, but now getting to see a character you played as in a show, you go, wow, this is different. So I think they copy it, because you change it. People go, well, what was the point of that? That's not The Last of Us. That's something different. And we've seen that before. The Uncharted movie is a good example of that. They changed it. The movie was good, but as you're watching, you go, this isn't Uncharted. This isn't what the movie did. You know, it was close, but it changed the game a bit. So I think keep it the same. You won't disappoint people that way, because I think people will be less disappointed if it's just word for word identical, because it's still a different way of seeing the same thing. It's like, if you turn the Harry Potter books into a movie, even though you've read the books, you're still getting to see it in a different light. You're getting to see actors, you're getting to see pictures. It's different. So I think you just need to copy it, because if you change it, people get upset. They're like, why did they do that? Why did they do that? So you just keep it the same.
So it's better being someone that hasn't played the game yet.
Well, I guess for you, you're going to be...
I actually, it doesn't worry me what the storyline is. To me, it looks amazing.
Yeah, so you're going to be seeing something and learning a new story, where I'm going to be watching it going, oh, wow, I can't believe that came to life. Like, I've been waiting. So I think we're going to have different types of excitement in both work. So I think it appeals to more people by doing it that way.
So do you think they nailed the casting with who they chose, Pascal?
I think they nailed him with Joel. The character playing Ellie, she had the kind of the enthusiasm and the kind of playfulness that Ellie has in the games. I don't think she really looked like Ellie, but that's not that important. But I think Pascal looked exactly like Joel, so I think they nailed that. So it's fine. As long as they look somewhat near it, that's good enough.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about it.
Is it one of your most anticipated shows?
Yeah, especially when there's not long to wait. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Well, thank you for watching. Comment down your excitement level down below. As always, you are awesome. And thank you for watching, and bye-bye.